Hey guys. Yes, okay. You're working, you're working, you're working. Oh, I forgot shut off notifications on my phone. 1 second. Aren't you turning on? Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna shut that off. Okay, that's all set. There's still a lot of banging today, and I hope it's not distracting. I hope it's not very loud, but we'll see. I'll just take it how it goes. My husband just sent me a message, so I need to... I have to do something on my phone. Let me see. No, I can't do that. Let me... Oh, so many problems all at the same time here. What's going on? My phone keeps shutting off. I'm not really sure why. And I'm hoping I do not lose anything. I'm hoping I can do what I need to do. Give me 1 second. I need to figure out how to put my son's phone in airplane mode. And I don't think there is a way. So I'll put it in school mode. Hopefully that helps. All right. All right. One problem. One problem gone. Right? And I didn't even lose you. Awesome. Oh, of course, right? Just when things start going, something happens. All right. So now I am going to... What is today? What are you? Here are all my... No, I don't want you. Picking out paintbrushes today, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to use. So I did not... All the problems. My husband and son are on their way to go and visit my in-laws And yes, so I have the house to myself, and I'm trying to get on schedule, figure out what the hell I want to do. All right. Actually, that one might be good too. Okay. Paintbrushes are set. What I'm doing today is just a bunch of like little images that I have stamped out on watercolor paper, and these are for the design team that I'm on for the local like craft store, whatever. I don't hobby store. I don't know what to call it. But I have a bunch here that I need to watercolor, and some I've already colored actually with markers, but that was stamped on different paper. So today we're just going to go through these, and that will make my life easier going forward, because then I won't have to scramble to make a card. And there's a decent amount, so it should be fairly okay, I guess. We're going to see. But we're just going to start with these little critters here. I have no plans other than to paint them. And I don't know what colors, I don't know anything. I'm just going to kind of vibe a little bit and see what happens. And they're all really small. So we're not going to be doing a ton of detail, but we will try and get in what we can. So let's see. I'm trying to put the ones together that I have. So let me just because I'll fussy cut these out after. But yeah. So that's it. That's the plan for today. I'm just gonna get a head start on things that I need for the DT stuff and get that done, and see what happens. So that's the plan. And I'm going to do these kind of one at a time because the paper will dry before I can get to all three of them. It's quite warm today. So I expect this would not be a good day for like big painting. So I'm just wetting these down so that colors will blend and flow, mix well. I have some brown on my palette, and I'll just start rubbing this in along the sides. Probably not going to go into like too much detail. I'm probably just going to do more than say. So if you have any questions, just pipe up, say hello in chat. Just going to soften this center piece and make sure that I have like lighter parts in places. I have to make a pink. Throw a little bit of orange in there. And I need to kind of be careful, but not too careful, because I will be cutting these out. So anything that goes over the edge is kind of okay. And this is not the normal watercolor paper that I use either, so yeah, it's bleeding more than I was expecting. And can't say I'm a fan of that, but we'll make it work. And I have all of the windows and everything closed, so, and a fan on because it's quite warm today. So if it's too loud or bothersome, let me know and I can find another solution. Just softening the edges there. I did add some in the center, but I kind of changed my mind on that. And I think I'll just do more concentrated, not as big. I actually find these harder ones to paint harder because everything is so small, and I'm used to having like a certain amount of like kind of wiggle room when doing something, and there's far less wiggle room on these really tiny things, and it's harder to kind of like get depth and, you know, shadow and stuff. That looks really light on the screen, but there's actually a little bit more color in real life. I do think I want to add in whatever this orange is. I'm guessing it's Aussie red gold. I really hope you can't hear that. Just going to tuck it kind of into where the shadows would be. And then just some clean water, not a lot. You know, they are again working right over my head. So the good news is next week they should be done with that area. And I won't have to be listening to all of the banging. I think I'm going to drag in just a little bit more on the side. Just like orange brown mix. like that. And then I need a little bit of pink, but just really light. Fill the ears in, and then I'll go back with some kind of like a darker pink to give depth. I'll work on this little one here, and I think I'll do more like of this orange and kind of yellow blended. And then I'll throw in some brown if it's like too cartoony. I did not. Okay. Let me get him all wet first. That's what she said. Sorry. I'm actually supposed to be an adult, but really I'm just kind of a kid at heart. That feeling never goes away. I definitely feel younger than I actually am. All right, I don't know what kind of paper this is, but I need to find out so that I never buy it. I'm not a fan. Getting pictures from my husband. My son is taking his first plane ride today, and he's all so excited. And I have to think about canceling the stream because I thought it'd probably be good to have like a little break from everything. But then I'm off and I don't have much to do all the weekend. So I'm dragging a little bit more of this orange. Just add some shadows. I forgot to do a paw here and a paw down here. This brush is very quickly not becoming my favorite. It's either drenched with water or dry as a bone, and there doesn't seem to be any in between. So I've switched to my trusty silver black velvet, which is what the majority of my brushes are. Okay. Add a little bit more pink into this, and I'm going to add some buff titanium to kind of calm it down so it's not as it's pink but not like fluorescent pink. I'm just gonna kind of do like a in the center here. Okay. I actually think I'm going to throw in a little bit magenta as well. I mean, just a little. I need to do these paws back here. Put that one there. And I got some paint on the tail of this little one, and I want to make it white again. So one down. I think I'll just do different colors here and there. The buff titanium is a nice tan color, so this could be a good base. Maybe just a little bit of this brown. Good baby bunny color. So this is pretty concentrated mix here. Pretty pigmented. It's half translucent, so I might have to go back and add in some of the black, like for the eyes and mouth, because this will cover it just a little bit. And with him colored like that, then I can add a little bit of brown to it. Ooh, that was way more than I wanted. But I can add a little bit to it and get some structure and shadowing depth. etc. Sorry, they're loading the plane, so I'm getting lots of updates like I requested. But they're loading now, so there are some pictures. Hmm. Hmm. Just looking at a picture of my kid getting walking up the stairs of the aircraft. This will be... I gotta stop talking about it. Sorry. Let's go back to painting, shall we? Oh, so I managed to add too much water here and kind of blow out this whole area. So come back and drop a little bit in just to get that difference in color back. And just use a little bit of water to kind of smooth it out. Okay, and then for this one, I think I'm going to use some buff titanium. I'm actually going to mix it with some of my pink here. Nobody said pink rabbits couldn't exist, right? And this will be the lightest color on this one. But I need to remember to do all of the other pieces this time. And I need to kind of remake my pink. And add that in too. A lot of water. It's just a wash. I'm not going to do much more to this. I may add a little bit more shadow, but I'm not really going to blend it, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I will blend that face one though. Maybe this earring. Like that. And then for this one, I'm going to add a little bit more magenta into it. And this will be this one's shadows. My dog is sleeping in the hallway and she is snoring quite loud. Just take a little water and finish kind of blending out these shadows so they're not just like lines sitting there. A little bit more natural. I think I need to go back over that face though because just with water because it's a bit got a little darker than I wanted. Really light. These are like light and sweet images, so. Okay, now I think I'm gonna kind of go back in that orange area. So I'm gonna start with some, just gonna mix it here. This Quin Deep Gold, which is very like rust colored. And then I'll add in some transparent brown oxide. I won't add in that much, but I'll add in that much. And then down here, there will be just a nice wash. And then I can go in with the darker. Add that around and blend it out. Very, very simple. I was thinking maybe I would add some texture with this one, so it had to be just little lines. And if we don't like it, we can just add some water. Right, so now it's like a hairy rabbit. Just add that pink, or more like a magenta, and then add some water to soften that out. And move the color around so it takes over. There's a plane over my house. And I can't see it because I'm not that close, but I bet you that was them. Okay. Now I have this really yellow orange on my palette. guessing this is like a new gamboge. Maybe mixed with something. Hard to tell. But I'm going to take some of the buff titanium, which is like a nice like tan color, and just dilute it a bit. And then this will be for the little one. And then I can come into the corners and get some of this darker. Pop it, not that much. Pop it in around there. There's too much water there for it to like behave. So we work over here until that kind of dries a bit. I tore a nail yesterday. It split right down the middle, this one. Right down the middle. And I had to file it back even past where it connects, and it's just throbbing. It hurts so much. I'm going to take this brown that I had in here and mix a little bit over here. And then go in for shadows again. As that other color really didn't do much for me. So this one's a little bit better. Yeah. So there's those three. And now put them aside and let them fully dry. They're not very wet, so they don't have to be taped down or anything. We're using very little color, water, paint. Okay. All right, these are all cats. But what are these? Are these cats too? They kind of maybe are foxes instead. If that's the case, they could do with some beautiful red colors. Let me do this one first. So I don't know what this is. Oh, it looks like it's maybe Aussie Red Gold, which is what I was gonna jump into. And this will be like, just as it is, will be like a good color for one of them. This one over here. So get all of this in. And then we can deepen up for the shadow colors and use a deeper color on the other one. Still like in the same family, because if they are foxes, which now I'm just gonna say that they are, then they're not so different in color, but they just have like, you know, the tone is different, and maybe one of them has a little bit more black on them or brown. So there's just a puddle of paint there, so I'm just going to move it around. And this is kind of drying, so I'm going to just take the same color and put it where there would be shadows, right? And then just take some water and smooth those lines out just a bit. Actually, I'm going to take as much color off of this head as I can, because the puddle that was there really made it a lot darker than I wanted. So and then usually I'll take some of this brown, not really the wash, but usually they have some like some brown on their back, maybe some on their feet. I'll just take a little bit and kind of blend that into the tail, just to give like a variation of color. Add a little something to it. And I will take some Payne's Gray. I have no space. I'm just going to drop it along back here. And then just kind of clean up the edges a little bit. I do want it to move, but more in a controlled manner. Because I think some boxes have like this like brown and black thing on the back, right? So see what that is. Oh, my brush was not clean. I don't want that black to kind of slide along this area. So I think I'll still add some more brown down here. Kind of more on the bottom. Maybe going around it. I'll let that kind of blend in a little bit and then just soften the edges so it blends better. Okay, and for the next guy, this is the Aussie Red Gold. I'm going to just add some brown to it. Oh, not that much brown. That's not how much brown I wanted at all. So this will be the wash for the other one. And I'm going to try and be just a little bit careful where they kind of meet. Trying to get like as much water and paint off my brush before I hit those areas. Because it's not completely dry. It's mostly dry. Side note, loving the nail polish. Hello there. Yeah. I don't know if you were here. I just explained last night. This nail split right down the center, and I had to take it all the way back. So it is just sitting here throbbing. It is so sore, and now it's so ugly and short. Nothing I can do about it, but I almost changed the nail polish though. I didn't want to take so much away up here. No plans for today? Did you already get ice cream? You need to have ice cream for me too. All the ice cream. Although after I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go get dinner, lunch, and it will be sushi. All the sushi, just for me. Too much water. So it's basically the same color, but different like tones. Maybe it's easier if I bring it up here and focus. And there's a delay, so I can't really see, but yeah. Hopefully that, oh, I wasn't even close to the camera. There's like a 10-second delay, right? Between what you see and what I do. So let me try this again. Now that I can put it here and then focus. Focus. No? You're not going to focus? Nope, I'm not going to focus. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, there's a slight difference in the colors, and that's really just what I was trying to show you. Sorry. Usually my phone does not shut off. And there we go. There we go. Try again. This way. And then focus. Aha! So it's just slightly different. Same colors, different tones. That worked. I really don't know why my phone has been shutting off, though. That's not normal. Okay. So these guys are done. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to leave everything. Oh, I forgot the ear though. The ear needs to be pink. So just going to reawaken a little bit of this and drop just a little bit in the center. It'll be really light and just be that. If I really wanted to get realistic, I could do like gray and add some gray into the fur and stuff, but this is going to be for a card, so it goes over to the side to dry. All right, and then we have some kittens, and I think I'm going to kind of mix up some gray and yeah. So I'm gonna start and put some indigo down, and my gray will just be here. And this is going to get a lot of water. And it's more blue, so I'll take a little bit of this green and add it in there. And then I'm going to come over here and grab some red. That was way too much red. It's really actually a nice color though. But too much red, so a little bit more green. It's a nice soft gray. We'll use this light wash on one of them, and then we'll pick a different color for the other one. And I think we're just going to do the same actually with all three images, because I don't really feel the need to be that varied with these guys. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe one will be like tiger stripes or something. I don't know. But since I'm just going to do the same with all of them, I will just do the same with all of them. They all get a nice light gray wash, and then I'll take it from there. And they'll all be varying shades, because as the time goes by with this gray, it's going to get deeper and deeper, right? Because the water's going to evaporate because it's warm. So even though it's the same color per se, they won't be exactly the same. So there. And then for this other one, I think I'm going to wet it down and then drop in some like light orange so it can be kind of orange and white tabby cat ish. I really don't like this paper. I don't know what it is, but not a fan. All right. And I think I'm just going to use some pure new gamboge and add some water to it. Water that down. I'm just going to kind of add in areas, just some of this. Usually they have like the triangle here. Look, it's already dried. It's already super dried. Okay. All right. Change of plans because I'm not going to fight with that today. I said sushi and now I want to be done so I can go get sushi. So a light wash. Light wash for everyone. Some of the brown made it in, so that'll be like a good shadow color. But not until I'm done with this wash. Okay. So now I don't really feel the need to do too much with this gray one, so I'm actually just going to take this color here, which is started drying and has like dehydrated. It's evaporated. Yeah. And I'm just going to, so it's the same color, just a little bit more pigmented, and I'm just going to add like, you know, kind of shadowy areas. And maybe I'll add some stripes. There we go. Some stripes on the tail. But I'm just going to kind of follow and just blend this in a bit, but where there would be shadows, that's where I'm going to add them. Just not too much, right? There's a little variation in the color. It doesn't really change it too much. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more indigo. And I'm not really gonna be blending everywhere because a lot of areas were very wet already. That's what she said. And they've kind of moved out on their own and blended on their own. So, yeah. I'll just do the same thing. Not really going for perfectionism here. More going for contrast and yeah. Yeah. Nice, quick and easy. Need to get some water for myself. 1 second. Okay. So much water. This one had a huge tone difference because it was the first one. But that's actually okay. I'm just gonna blend it out. It's gonna be lighter in different shades in some areas. Okay, and now this kind of yellowy cat is gonna have some of this Aussie Red Gold brown mixed into it. Actually, I think I'm gonna keep like the top more light than not. So I just want to come down here. And just blend this out. And I'm just blending so that there are no like this line here in the back I want, but I don't want a line there. Underneath here I want a line, but not on top. Just drop in some color where I want it darker. Like that. Maybe I'll actually take some of this dark and do its ears. So it has some color over the top. It could happen. Right? The darker it gets, I'm more actually liking that. So let me come back here. And then don't really want that bleeding, but can't actually say that I dislike it that much. Done. So I think I'll just go darker on this time. I want to see if I can preserve the highlight in the back on this one. Whoa. Whoa. I did not shut off my computer, so... Oh, lots of pictures. I have to remember that this dries really quick. And since I don't really want it to, I'm just going to wet it again. just landed, so I'm getting updates. My son does not like to listen to his papa. So everything is mama. So I'm just making sure that he was good. Oh, and I just took off more color than I wanted, so just lightly drop some more on there. And soften that. And I will go in with the darker color again with the ears. I like that. So, yeah. I think I'll do a little bit more. In here. Soften that out a bit. Go. So I did preserve that highlight. Now I'm just going to soften that line a little bit so it's a little bit more natural. And last but not least, start I haven't heard any banging in a bit. Maybe the guys are taking a break, which is good for my ears and for my dogs. A dog who has a litter of kittens every time something happens. That sushi is calling my name. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 3 the same, but 3 different. And I'm going to use this same kind of pinky color on all of them. And fill in their ears. And it's going to dry really soft. And that's the 3 of them. And then I'll cut them out so they're so all of these can be put on cards later. And those are those 3. This one, we are going to use some of titanium. And I'm going to throw, no, actually, I'm just going to use this and wash everything. And then I will throw in some pinks. This color is not 100% transparent, so I don't want it to cover up and kind of fade out any of the black, the stamped lines. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. Mm. I think that is her neck there, and then there's a space. And that's how I'm going to paint it. And I think you're going to think I'm a little crazy, but I'm going to come in with some watered down purple. Thank you for the follow, Mitty Mitts. Did you draw these first and then start watercoloring them? These are actually stamps. So they, I don't know who they're from, actually. These, I'm on a design team for like a local business that sells this kind of stuff, and This one is from Picket Fence. And what I'm doing is just kind of trying to get ahead of some of my submissions for the next couple of months. So these are stamps, and I'm just coloring them in now, or painting them in, actually. I really wish I had this kind of talent to draw, but I do not. I do have some classes lined up for sketching. It's just been a matter of time. And I know it looks crazy with the purple, but trying something out, something that I do in markers. The color theory should be the same regardless of the medium, so we'll find out though. I want to thin this one down just a little bit. And then I am going to take again the buff titanium, which is kind of a fleshy tan color. And I'm going to add some pink to it, some Quin Rose. Not that much. That might even be a little bit more than I'm looking for, but right now it's actually a good color for here and for lips. And what I'll do is just keep softening this. I really just grabbed way too much Quin Rose. So I'm going to soften this down. Pale, pale, fleshy kind of pink. And then add a lot of water. And then we'll go over some of these areas. But before it dries, I'm going to soften it. So that way you get shadow. and color. Oh, I have to turn off the school mode that I put my son's phone in. So I'll blend this out and try and do that. Soften it a bit. Really did not soften over here. I know I'd like it just a little bit less lines, more blended. Like that. And let's see if I can do this without screwing things up. Nope, go back. I just want to shut it off. Okay. It's amazing to me, and I'm actually pretty lucky that I don't disconnect everything when I touch my phone for any reason. I don't have the best track record with that. So, okay, go back in with our pink. Right. Blend this out a bit, and I need to soften this line over here. Some more of the pink. And I think I'll actually try to be really careful. That's too much. Mix a little bit more. Sorry, just keep getting pinged. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Just to get more of that kind of fleshy color more in. And blend. I don't know if you heard that, but my stomach just growled. I said sushi and it's gone downhill since then. Because I don't want any lines, I'm just gonna kind of keep this consistently wet. And then blend that out. Her hair's really, like, there's a lot of strands. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm actually just going to take some of these colors that I've used before, and I'm going to go through and kind of wash this all in. To get some in her ear, and I don't want that. And some on her face, and I do not want that. So I'm not going with a lighter color because of how dark all of these strands, the stamp lines are. I'm just gonna take a little bit more, make some more. I'm also not being too careful. And then I'll just keep going and add some more darker shades in there, where there would be darker parts. So usually behind anything that's darker, I'm just going to kind of follow some of these lines. Not all of them though. Behind the ear, and go up like this. This big kind of center area here. And there would be some darker radiating out. And I can add just some pieces kind of following the stamp lines. And then I'm going to go in with some transparent brown. As well. So I'm going to try and be careful, like to just kind of go in certain areas and let some of these colors like pop through. I don't want to get rid of all of them. I just want some shades, you know. But where there's like a big cluster of hair, it will always be darker there. There's like a piece that's kind of flowing around this way, and I'm going to bring attention to that by making that darker. Right. So she has some lighter, some darker, kind of mixed all over the place. And for her dress, I think I'm just going to leave that exactly as it is. But I do think I'm going to come in with like a really light wash of blue. Lighter than that. And just kind of come around. I should have probably switched to smaller brush, but I mean to a bigger brush. Duh. Just to give it a wash around. Add some background color. The hair is still fairly wet, so I don't want to really drag any of the brown around. So trying to be really light with that. So really light. It's darker than what you can see, and if I can get my phone to cooperate. I can bring it closer this way. Focus. And you can see like that purple has come and turned into like a really nice shadow, giving it a lot of like color without taking away from it. And nobody's gonna look at it that close anyway, so yeah, another one done. I think we'll work on some birds, and I think I'm gonna palette here from the other day, and I'm just going to add a bunch of water. Mix them up and see what we have. So this is going to be the lightest, and this will be the wash or whatever we do, if we do a wash. I'm going from light to dark, so I don't really have to, and it's all blue, so I don't have to clean my brush as much. This is a really nice, this is gorgeous blue, phthalo blue, but it's kind of an asshole too at the same time. It does not like to play nice with anyone, anywhere, anytime. And this is a really watered down version of Prussian blue. I mix it so much because it was previously dried, so you'll have like little like flecks of paint into it, which is why I mix so much. And this is, what is this? This is Moon Glow. That's what that is. So if we have any dark shadows or anything, and then I'm going to bring in some new gamboge, which we used earlier. and then some water, and hopefully it will not mix with the brown this time. Yeah. That'll be for like beaks and stuff like that, which I might want to do now and just get them all done, right? That way there's plenty of time for them to dry. It's a lot of water on my brush, but that's okay because it has time. I don't want to put my hand in the wet things. So we've got that done, and then we'll just start filling them in. First, some water. My water cup, Bertha, died. It warped in the dishwasher. I'm crushed. So now I have to drink like 15 of these other cups in the day. And I don't remember anything ever, so yeah. I never know what number I'm on. So I think I'm going to take, this is a super, super light wash, and I'm going to go over everything on this girl. Because I think I want her to be light and delicate. I'm going to kind of stay away from the beak until it's a little bit more dry. And I will be adding a lot more colors and making her brighter. But this will be a nice blue wash in the meantime. And then I think I will take this Prussian blue wash of color and go over him. Yep. And his beak was not that dry, so it's bleeding. But we can fix that after. And the total yep, I'll do him this one. Okay. And then, oh, I don't know what this color is. It looks like a mix. So we'll use this one for this one. So this little girl is done, and the wash is done. And I don't know what color that is, but I'm going to guess that it's cerulean. So I'm going to come in with a little bit stronger pigment. And I'm going to start adding color. You can get like really detailed with birds, but again, remember that this is this is going on a card, so I don't really need all that much time. So just adding a little bit here and there, and more pictures. One second. All right, so now I've deepened in some of those colors, and now this is a little bit darker, and I still will make it even a little bit darker. But it's still quite watery. It's still a wash. And just add some variation in places. And when I want to go darker, I can just go right from the palette. I think I want to keep this one kind of blue, but I also want to add in some, it's a girl, right? There's a lot of water in there, so I'm going to take that away to lighten it up. And then I will just soften the edges a little bit. Some yellow for the flower. Oh, what's today's date? Today is the 24th. Okay. So I think I'm going to come in and just add some kind of light shadows and some just like that. Her black feathers got really dark, so I'm just going to use this brush and pull out along the edges. So there's a difference between like the lighter and the darker feathers, maybe, or like where they meet. And then the same for the ones underneath. The one on the top has like a nice highlight on the top. And I just want to bring back the highlight on the bottom. Like that. I think I'll go back in now into this here. Way too much water. Just gonna add some texture with just pigment from the pan. Okay, now this guy I think is the Prussian blue guy, right? Pretty sure. So I'm going to add a wash. This is the same one that I used here. I'm just going to add some shadows here and blend those out a bit. And I'll add some shadows going around here as well. And it's the same color, so it's just another layer of it. And then I will soften. And then I will come in with, where is some Prussian blue here. I'm going to mix it. So not mix it, but just put it back here in its kind of pure form and add some water. So it's a little bit more diluted, kind of like a 50-50. Just darken up his body. But keep like, oh, I didn't do his tail at all. Keep his belly really light. Why? I don't know. As the title says, this is just what's on my desk today. A little bit of texture there, and then I'm going to take some even darker pigment. Just add some feather lines. Okay. I'm going to take some of this pink from the cat's ears. Just add it into the mouths that are open. Took off too much. Gonna add some red to it. Okay, since this one is a mix, I'm just going to pick a blue. I think I'll take some French ultramarine. Ooh. It's really going to do a tonal change, but that's okay. Need some water in it though. And going to do the same thing with his body and just change the color. I'm keeping all of the faces really light. So you can see. And the bellies as well. So there's like, there's a difference in the stamp. So I'm just going to continue and go with that. And if it's lighter, you can absolutely tell that it's a different part of the body or something. So yep. And then my Prussian guy. I mean my phthalo guy. Just gonna deepen that up a little bit right there. And I'm just gonna do some lines for him as well. And we'll color in this top piece here. And then the rest will just be some feather lines. And they're not going to be too specific or just going to give some variation. But we're going to go really dark on his feathers. It's everywhere. Get some lines. I actually think I want his body really dark as well, but not his wings. And not so dark that the paint doesn't move. And I think I'll deepen some of these lines or add in. I'm not going over exactly kind of where they were, but so that you can see. Two colors. Okay. This paint actually is so thick that I feel the need to kind of smooth it out. Otherwise it'll just sit there and become sticky. Nobody wants sticky stuff. All right. So I'm going to take the red. I'm going to give him some little red gems. And then I have some gold that I'm going to add some water to. And we'll use that just straight from the pan. I don't really feel the need to mix or anything. It's just gold, but think I'm going to heat the red with, I'm going to hit that with my heat gun, so I don't have red and gold. So much quicker when you don't have an entire sheet. So, yep, this is just gold paint. And just go around. I think I'm going to treat these pieces like they could be filled in, because then we get a little bit more color up here. In reality, they probably are not, but since I'm painting, I get to decide. And there we have it. 4 bluebirds, different colors, different genders, different positions. Yeah, cute. And I think that's going to be it for me today, because now I want the sushi. I have earned the sushi. Move this out of the way and then just put out some of the things that we accomplished today. And it probably doesn't seem like a lot compared to like a full landscape or something, but it's less that I have to do later on. And that I can make into things, cards and such later. So thank you for joining me today again. Even though we don't talk a lot, I do appreciate it. I hope I've given you some inspiration and the desire to pick up a paintbrush or a crayon for any, you know, whatever, just some way to be artistic. I will be back on Tuesday, I think. What does my schedule say? I think it's Tuesday and Friday. But I am not streaming with my friend. She is away and she does not have internet access, or she won't have Wi-Fi, you know, for video. So there may be some bonus streams here and there. I'm not going to put them on the schedule because I'm just going to do it when I feel like it. And see if then there's some extra things. I do plan on jumping into some classes next week as well, and also this weekend, so there might be something going on in the weekend. But if you follow me, you'll be notified, and if not, you'll see the video on YouTube later. So again, thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I will see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.